Where your treasure is, there will your heart be also. God has given us unlimited treasures in His Word. Every time we open it, we can discover a new treasure or admire an old one. What will we find today? Here's Carla Early with Treasure Hunt in the Word.
If I had been Abraham's servant in Genesis 24, verses 10 through 14 would have read very differently. I would have arrived in town with a plan. I would have asked around for Nabor's family, set up interviews with any women of marriageable age, gathered all the data, and then prayed over it before making the decision. But Eliezer's way turned out to be much more efficient. In God's perfect timing, he arrived just as the women came out to fetch water. He saw the girls coming with their water jars, and instead of watching for the prettiest or the most hardworking, Eliezer got down on his knees and asked God to show him the one, God's choice. He was pretty specific, too. In verses 12 through 14, he said, "O Lord God of my master Abraham, please give me success this day, and show kindness to my master Abraham. Behold, here I stand by the well of water, and the daughters of the men of the city are coming out to draw water. Now let it be that the young woman to whom I say, 'Please let down your pitcher, that I may drink,' and she says, 'Drink, and I will also give your camels a drink,' let her be the one that you have appointed for your servant Isaac. And by this I will know that you have shown kindness to my master." Of course, he wanted a girl who was hardworking, generous, and had a good attitude. But why else did he want her to water his camels? Well, for one, they were thirsty. But primarily, it was to show God's steadfast love to Abraham. Eliezer knew God loved Abraham, that they were close friends, and Eliezer calls on that friendship. You love Abraham. In making this clear to me and giving me success on my mission, you're showing love to your friend Abraham. Are you specific in your prayer? How can you know God is answered if you're not specific? God bless the missionaries doesn't help you see God's answers. But keeping in contact with a few missionary families so you know their needs can lead you to pray more specifically. Lord, help Anna and her family in Indonesia to learn the language quickly and use what they've learned to develop relationships with their neighbors. Now that's specific. And when Anna's newsletter reports that she and her husband have started a Bible study in their apartment complex, well, you'll be able to rejoice in that answered prayer. Instead of praying, "Lord, help my granddaughter at school today," you could specify, "Lord, my granddaughter has a history test today. Give her clear thinking and help her concentrate." Then you can text her later and ask about her test and rejoice in answered prayer together. I'm sure you can think of lots of other ways you could pray more specifically so you can see God's hand more clearly. But another lesson we can learn from Eliezer is to pray first. Don't wait until you have to make a decision. Pray before you get into this situation, if possible. Put the whole thing in God's hands and see what He does with it.
You can contact us at treasurehuntintheword@gmail.com. We'd love to hear the treasures God has given you through His Word. You can listen to other episodes on our website, which you can find in the description below. Thank you for listening, and remember, where your treasure is, there will your heart be also.